Well, good afternoon from Vietnam. This is the first day in probably a week that it's not raining. As you can see, the sidewalks still get damp, and I do feel sprinkles. Hopefully it doesn't start pouring because I didn't bring the umbrella. But we're going to take a walk down to the beach, show you a little bit of the beach. Rainy season in Da Nang. So currently, it didn't rain as much yesterday, but it still rained a bit. But for the past probably week, it's been raining. And up until yesterday, it was raining really hard. Hoi An and Hue actually almost set a world record for amount of rainfall in 24 hours. Pretty severe. They're currently flooded. They did a bunch of evacuations and some people actually died. And it's pretty scary. Where we're at in Da Nang, we didn't see any flooding. But there are parts of Da Nang that got flooding, and quite a bit. We saw a picture of a bottom floor apartment, and the water was up to the counters in the apartment. So yeah, not good. But one of the reasons we picked the area we're in the main tourist area. One of the reasons we picked this area is because of the infrastructure. They have storm drains on all the roads, and the water runs right off to the ocean. So there's less likelihood of flooding happening in this area. And we're coming up to the ocean now. And I'll show you where the storm drains for our immediate area go into the ocean. I actually did a video in the break yesterday of the rainfall, and the roads were so wet, my camera couldn't actually get a decent shot because the sun was reflecting off of the wet roads, and it just washed out the video. So I'm out here doing it again today. So this is the storm drains. This is where it all exits out into the ocean. They have screens down on the end of these pipes to help with catching any garbage from going out. Big step down, and away we go. Then it's starting to rain. So I may cut this short because I didn't bring the darn umbrella. We'll see. So yeah, I'm going to stop it right here, go back and get my umbrella, and we'll pick up when I get back. Okay, I'm back to where I left off. For you, it's a couple seconds. For me, it was about a 10-minute walk. Got my umbrella, and by the time I got back out here, it quit raining. So yeah, that's the beauty of Vietnam. You never know how long it's going to last. But the ocean looks pretty spectacular today. This site will never get old. You can see all the stuff on the beach from the waves coming in. And like I was saying, it rained for probably 3 or 4 days straight, steady. And yeah, this is realistically the second day, I guess, that the rain's let up. I was out yesterday, and yeah, anyway, so we're just going to redo my walk from yesterday. So some of the things I touched on yesterday's walk that you're not going to get to see. We ate a lot of our meals takeaway just from local restaurants. I just ran down and went and got it, because when it's pouring rain out like that, the Grab drivers, most of the Grab delivery drivers that deliver food are on scooters, and when it's pouring rain, they don't like to drive in the rain any more than anybody else would. So lots of little restaurants in our area, and we found a couple pretty inexpensive ones. So it's not a big deal. And we do have a 1-burner stove and stuff in the apartment with some dishes and stuff, so we can cook if we want. But I don't imagine these beach walk cafes were doing a very good business during the rain. They were mostly closed because not many people come out here. But the rain isn't like back where I'm from. The rain, when it hits you, it's actually, here it's warm. Even on rainy days, it's still 25, 26 degrees centigrade. So the rain's actually nice. It cools you off a little bit. And infrastructure. We talked a little bit about infrastructure. How we chose where we're at because we knew the infrastructure was a little better and there was way less chance of flooding. The riverside walk, the river's still really high, and when the water washed over the banks in a bunch of areas, it actually destroyed part of the river walk. It moved all the tiles and stuff, so all the paving stones, ripped a bunch of them up, the waves and stuff, so they're going to have to repair that, but it won't take them very long. They'll get her rebuilt pretty quickly, I would imagine. And it's not very warm today, or not as warm. I think it's 25 or 26 degrees out today again. Nothing us Canadians can't handle. Or people from the northern states. And I still have to stop every once in a while and take in where I'm at. We planned this for so long, and still gets me sometimes that we're actually here and seeing stuff that we watched on YouTube videos. And now we're actually getting to see all the stuff that we just watched. It was explained to me about the horn honking here. The horn honking is not because they're mad in any way, shape, or form. It's just to let you know that they're there. They're out here cleaning up the beach, getting it raked up, and that trike will be picking up the piles, I would imagine. There's some surfers over there enjoying the waves. It's nice being close to this area because of this beach walk. When you're walking down some of the side roads and smaller streets over in the city, you're on the road probably 95% of the time because the sidewalks are so small, and they park their scooters and some cars and stuff on the road or on the sidewalks. So, and there's just no way to get around them, so pedestrians have to walk on the road. And of course, I try to walk on the left side of the road, so I'm facing oncoming traffic. So there's lots of electric cars and bikes here that you don't hear them coming up behind you, and all of a sudden they'll honk their horn and scare you. So that doesn't happen quite as much when you're walking on the other side of the road. And crossing busy roads in Da Nang or anywhere in Southeast Asia, it can be an adventure. It's there aren't many crosswalks with crossing lights. There's a few. We're actually approaching one now that actually works all day long. But a bunch of the other ones, they actually turn them off about 7 o'clock in the morning, and then they don't start back up till probably 5 or 6 at night, just when it's starting to get dark. So when you approach a road in Vietnam, you go up to the side of the road and you look left and wait for a break in traffic and start walking, and then you're looking right, and if there's traffic coming, you stop in the middle and you wait till there's a break, and then you walk. It's actually can be an adventure. In and of its own. So walkability along the beach is phenomenal because of the walkway. There's not a whole lot of scooter traffic or car traffic on the walkway. I won't say it doesn't ever happen, but they're not supposed to, and they can get fined if they get caught. But it still doesn't mean that they don't. Starting to sprinkle a little again. And yeah, just because the light changes and you can go, you still have to pay attention, because lots of times the scooters, they disregard the lights. And talking about the area we're in pretty much the main tourist spot of Da Nang. It's where most of the expats will stay. So within a 4 or 5 block radius of it, the prices are a little more expensive just because it's the expat area, I think. As soon as you get out a little ways, the prices drastically drop. And when I say the prices are more expensive, they're more expensive, but they're still way cheaper than most Western countries. I've met some people from Australia and Germany and Russia, and of course the United States. And yeah, the cost of living here is insanely less expensive than anywhere over there, any of those countries. And there's, you know, I met a guy from Ireland and England, and yeah, it's way less expensive, that's for sure. And then, that being said, you can, if you're willing to eat more like a local, less Western food. Western food here is, some of the places are on par. Well, okay, they're probably 2/3 of the cost of North America or Australia. But if you're willing to eat local, we've found lots of dishes that are, they're really good, they taste good. They're probably healthier than like a fast food in North America. That would be my guess. But we found they're called banh mi's. They're a baguette with, we get a chicken and egg, and there's pickled vegetables and sauces and stuff. The bread is fantastic. For the one that we really like is 40,000 VND. I think that's about $1.50 US. right now with the exchange rate, and it's filling. It's a good breakfast. Whereas you go out and eat a Western breakfast, bacon and eggs and hash browns, you're looking at 120, 130,000 VND at one of the restaurants that we've gone to. You know, so it's still cheaper than North America, but it's way more expensive here. And it's never quite the same. They don't cook anything really comparable to the States. Now there is a little restaurant, it's called Bikini Bottoms. They make some really good fries and really good hamburgers. But for Sue and I to eat, she has a classic burger, single burger cheese. I have, they call it the Baconator, but it's a double burger with bacon and cheese and an order of fries each and gravy. It's 305,000 VND, about $19. Now when we were back in Canada going to Wendy's, having a Wendy's burger, I think the least we spent on a burger and fries for the two of us, $30, $32. And in my opinion, Bikini Bottoms is better. And Bikini Bottoms would be more along the lines of I compared it to Wendy's, but it would be more along the lines of like a nice restaurant in North America hamburger, like a medium scale restaurant. I don't know how much video this upper camera is getting because of the umbrella, but here, I'll hold it like that. Maybe that'll be better. And as you can see, they still park on the sidewalk, but the sidewalks are so much bigger that you can walk around them no problem. Thank you. Have a good day. Yeah, they all seem to like my beard here. Had a few people come up and want to touch it. This hotel, you get the red carpet treatment. So this area here, before we got here over the summer, they constructed it as a night market. And there are still a few little shops in there that are open, and they probably will continue trying to get it running, but it's pretty much a ghost town now. It never really took off, and a lot of the places just closed because they weren't doing a good enough business, I don't think. And it's unfortunate because it's close to our apartment, and the pictures and video we saw of it before we came, It looked pretty lively. This area here, this actually partially collapsed during the rain. Walked by it and it was banging and clanging in the wind that we had. I imagine if you were standing underneath of it when it collapsed like that, it probably scared you pretty good. And then there's this. This was a 5 or 6 story apartment, hotel, something, with businesses on the ground floor. And at one point I actually have a picture of the excavator up on one of the upper floors. They must have lifted it up with a crane and they were demolishing half the floor, and then he would drive down the rubble and demolish the other side after knocking it all off and stuff. It was it was interesting. They get stuff done here, that's for sure. I don't think OH&S would approve, but not in Canada anyway. And it wasn't a big excavator, it was just a little one, but still. Gotta pay attention. I don't think I will ever drive here. I ride motorcycle back in North America, and I was actually a commercial driver in Canada for a while, and I just have no desire to drive here, none. And for number one, as a foreigner, if you do get in an accident, it's your fault. It doesn't matter if the circumstances, it would be your fault. So I think I will just take an in-drive, because you can get pretty much anywhere in the city for a couple bucks. We go to a lot mart to grocery shop, and it's 54,000 VND one way, which is $2 US. But we're back to where we started, so I'm gonna call this video. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for watching.
Please follow us for more of our daily life and travel adventures.
See you in the next one.